we
I understand.
in the verge of a big war?
No. I wouldn't like to be incorrect on this, but I should be careful with the words because you have mentioned World War III. That by itself, a very big thing. It's absolutely impossible to be envisaged 5 years, 3 years, 10 years ago that we're going to speak. What about World War III, if possible, something like that to happen? My judgment is that Trump will do these kind of things like now he's doing with Iran in different parts of the globe. But certainly he will not enter into the prolonged, anywhere in the world, in the prolonged military campaigns. Because simply, in my view, that doesn't suit his political profile. Not only that the midterm elections are coming or incoming in America, but because as a person he is like that. He's the person of the moment. He's an impulsive guy. He's speaking, as I said, he's calculating all pros and cons in weeks, days and weeks. He's not the guy who is not hearing to the people around him who are kind of strategic thinkers and thinking about 5, 10, 15 years from now. So I do not predict that the situation in the Middle East will somehow put in flames the rest of the world. But I do understand the sentiments on the part of the European countries, because up to 2022, no one it was not even imaginable that Russia can attack Ukraine and in essence in the European backyard. So all of that happened, and the European security structure and architecture have been completely recomposed, but now with the Middle East it is putting more, let's say, oil on the flame, but I cannot see that it's going to be enlarged. I expect that the war in the Middle East will go in weeks, not in months or years, and that it will be contained in that region. Speaking about the region, not about the Iran. And what really surprised me at the very beginning of that U.S. attack on Iran was that they have not declared a clear strategic goal. They have said something about regime change, something about obliterating their nuclear facilities, and I don't know, taking out their air defense and so on and so forth.
So you think the U.S. does not have a goal?
No.
In there?
No, unfortunately, it's absolutely impossible to persuade ordinary people that the United States of America, for the first time in their long history, at least in the last 50, 60 years, are doing something, a military intervention, without the final goal. That type of rhetoric, then we should be asked about who the next Ayatollah are going to be. That's for the people at home. It's not possible. It's not possible to see the regime change in Iran without boots on the ground, and it's not possible to see boots on the ground there with a country of 90 million people, with a huge territory, with quite a, I would say, consolidated nation. You know, it's completely different. It was in Afghanistan, where the Afghanistani nation people have never been established. It was completely different with Libya. Libyan people have never been dominantly considering themselves as Libyans, but as part of some tribes. In Iran, one of the oldest civilizations, then when being confronted with a foreign threat, especially by according to them, their biggest opponents in the world, Israel and America, you're not going to see internal opposition against the Ayatollahs. You're going to see more cohesion, unless at least they expel
which is really happening right now, more cohesion.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not possible. I cannot see how they're going to change the regime by these kind of interventions. Mm-hmm. Even in these Gulf wars in the 20, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, the American at that time was not been thinking about replacing regime of Ayatollahs, because that was militarily said not feasible.
One last question about the Trump intentions, but